In this video, I'm working with a high school sophomore boy with a ton of potential, but is struggling to get faster. I'm going to show him how. The athlete I'm looking at is right here in lane 1. I'm going to play through one time in full speed to take a look. So I can see here you've got a lot of speed. You are having an issue getting too high over the hurdle, and as you're coming down, you're leaning back a bit, which is slowing you down a lot. Let me see if I can break it down and give you some more specific ideas. Okay, let me take a look at the upper body. You have a good lean. Both of your arms look like they're bent pretty well, so that's good. I'm going to follow it through. Okay, right there we can see a problem. Your lead arm is almost straight out. And what we want it to do is stay bent at 90 degrees and sweep the knee, meaning we want the hand to come back and cross over where the knee is. It keeps the arm in the right spot and also the knee in the right spot. So anytime you do that with your arm, you can see that it thrusts your arm back behind you and it pulls your left shoulder around. So already you're off balance right there. You want to try to keep your arm bent and your shoulders squared the whole time. Okay, it's kind of tough to see with these other hurdlers in the way, but I can see here that you are definitely too high over the hurdle. That's definitely going to hurt you. As you come down, this looks as if you are falling through the air versus if you hurdle properly, it's actually running the whole time and you just take one big exaggerated run step over this. This looks like you jumped up and now you're landing down. So you definitely want to focus on going forward through the hurdle and not jumping up over the hurdle. But let's get back to what I was looking at. So here I can see that your foot is touching the ground and you are almost falling backwards. So that shows me that your hip is too far back. And also if you look at the distance to the hurdle, this almost looks like about 6 feet right here. And you really want to touch down at 3 feet behind the hurdle. So it's taking you too long for your lead leg to come down, and that's why you're set back. Let's look at how to fix that. As I watch you go over the hurdle, at this point, you can see how far back your hips are. This actually isn't too bad, but what happens is as you come down, you want to actually be thrusting your hips forward. And what that will do, it'll straighten you out almost to make you stand up, and it'll have your lead leg drop down sooner. And if you could drop down sooner, get to this point right here, but maybe 2 to 3 foot farther back, you'd actually be running faster. Keep in mind, anytime that you're floating through the air, you're slowing down. It's only when you're on the ground running, propelling yourself, are you staying fast. So you want to bring your lead leg down as fast as possible. Okay, one drill that I have my hurdlers do sometimes to work on this is I tell them to imagine that when they bring their lead arm forward, that they're going to grab onto something in front of them and then snatch it back or pull it back as hard as they can. And as they pull back, you want to thrust your hips forward. So you're pulling back and pulling your hips forward. And that'll put you in a much better spot, have you hit the ground faster and up to running. Let's see what else we can see. I'm going to use one of your competitors as an example. If we watch the individual in lane 4 who's in the lead, not that I particularly like his form, certainly not his lead arm here, or his leg, but I want you to notice that as he comes down, right here when he touches down, you can see that he's almost straight up and down. His hips are right on top of his leg, and that means he gets to running a lot faster because he's pulling that lead leg down faster. And I definitely recommend you checking out my Hurdle 301 Hurdle Technique Analyzer. That way you can look at your video and see what you're doing just the same way that I am. If you want to learn more about hurdling or let me help you with yours, check out my website at acemethodcoaching.com.